So we're talking about major surgery snapback for mama over here.
Yes, and the 2 transplants aren't the only surgeries that I've had. I've had more than I could probably count, and none of them have been minor. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Okay, can you walk us through the process? First of all, what is biliary atresia? Because I could barely say it. I was like, what is this? I read something about it, that it's like a blockage of some sort and inflammation. But share with us a little bit.
Yeah, so biliary, I'm impressed. It's biliary atresia, so you were right on the money. So it's a really rare liver disease that nobody exactly knows how you get it. You're born with it. And at the time that I was diagnosed with it, it was very uncommon. And the doctor who diagnosed it with me just had happened to have seen it one time before. So when my mom brought me in about 6 weeks old, he recognized it because she brought me in because everybody kept telling her how yellow I was. She saw me every day, so she noticed a little bit, but wasn't realizing how bad it was. He had seen it one other time and was like, wow, you have to take her to children's immediately. And 2 days later, I had my first major surgery called a Kasai.
Fast forward to, I guess, like when you did have your first child, did it like impact you in some way, or?
Health-wise?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I wasn't actually supposed to be able to have kids. So I was always told my body probably couldn't. And then after my first transplant, they said, yeah, I mean, you might be able to, but it's probably unlikely. And then after my second one, they said, there's no way your body can handle it. And I had been with my husband for 7 years and nothing had ever happened. Yeah. And we had never really protected because we were told that we couldn't. Right. And one day I started feeling sick, and I knew it was a liver infection, and I went into the ER, and next thing I know, they told me I was pregnant. And at this point, I was 1.5 years post second transplant, and that second transplant almost killed me. So when they told me I was pregnant, I'd only actually really been healthy for maybe 6 months, maybe. And so when they told me that, they told me not to get excited because I probably wouldn't remain pregnant. And they ended up having to do a small surgery. I was 5.5 weeks when I found out, and I had to go under and do a small surgery that week. Right. And a lot of what I went through, like I said, it wasn't necessarily chronic illness, but it was who I became because of what I went through. And so when you go through divorce or anything like that, you start believing these things, and it's just about like getting out of that and really believing who you actually are and how to get out of those belief systems that you bought into.
So kind of like unwiring the thing, mm-hmm. kind of wired up. What's kind of like,
what'd you say?
I was just gonna say, what's like one of those things, like what's maybe one of the tips or tricks that you could give to people that is a way to wire that?
I always like talking about if you forgot who you were yesterday, who could you be today? And so many of us, you think about maybe past failure or past experience, and that's what you bring into today. And same with who you think you are. Maybe you thought you were this person. Well, what if you completely forgot about that and just decided to start new? Who would you be today? Oh, I always say my gym time is my, it's like my therapy time.
Right.
Anytime I'm feeling frustrated or anything, even just like 30-minute walk, just getting up and moving helped. And it really helped me after my second transplant. I went through a time where I just didn't even want to wake up in the next morning. I mean, one point told my husband, if you don't get me some help, I don't know what I could do, but I don't want to be here anymore. And so the little walks daily, getting up and moving really would help my mind kind of transition, and I tried to do it in the morning as much as I could to kind of just get the day going.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.